welcome to our channel. Today we are going to learn something very simple. Yes, if you are new here, kindly do well to subscribe and also remember to hit the notification button. We are going to be making what we call a square beaded key holder or a rectangular beaded key holder. It's very simple, and these are the few things that you need. Yes, you need your tools. We have a cutter, a plier, and another type of plier known as the round nose. You have your beads, your ring, and then of course your fish line. So let's get started. Thank you. If you are here for the first time, like I said, do well to subscribe, and if you need one-on-one tuition, there's a link in the description below where you can contact us. Thank you. So the first thing is you cut your fish line about a yard. Yeah, so when we break it into two, this is what we have. Okay, so you are going to start by making a ring of 4. You can start with the key ring, but I don't want to start it that way for the sake of learning, so that it will be easy for us. So what you are going to do is to pick, in making a ring of 4, you pick 4 beads, thread 3 on one of your fish lines, and with the 4th one you do what we call interlocking. But in interlocking, ensure your work is at the center or in the middle of your fish line or halfway of fish line. So you are going to repeat this process. In continuing, you are going to put 1 bead on your left and then another 1 bead on the fish line in your right. So let's quickly do that. So these are the 2 fish lines. I have taken 2 beads. I'm going to thread 1 into each of them. Then I'll pick the 3rd bead and do what we call interlocking. Okay, so after you've interlocked, this is what you should get. So we are going to repeat this process. We are going to repeat this process. Total of 3 beads. You key in, you put 1 each on each of the fish lines, and then you interlock. So if you look at it, we've made a total of 3 rings of 4. So I'm going to continue again. Just repeat the process. I'm going to repeat it again. Okay, so we've gotten 4 of them. I want us to get to 7 of them. I want us to get to 7. Okay. Right. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are doing the 6th one. The 6th one. We are doing the 6th one. Okay. So when you look at it this way, you count from the outside. We are on the 6th one. We want to make 7 of them. but with the 7th one you will have to start making a 10, because you want to weave another. This process is usually called matting. You want to make like a mat. Okay, so you begin turning. So instead of you putting one each on one of the fish lines, this time round all the 3 goes onto one of the fish lines, and then the 3rd one you interlock with the other fish line. So after doing that, you should see the direction of your fish line changes from continuation to trying to make an L shape. Now if you want to make an L shape, you just continue with putting one bead on each of the fish lines and interlocking with the 3rd one. So this is the first part of making a 10. Now to complete this, to make it a U10, we'll have to repeat the process again. Now I want to go this way, so I'll use the fish line in my left to make the 10. So watch it. So I'll pick a 3 beads, thread 2, thread 2 on the fish line in my left, then I'll interlock with the 3rd one, then I interlock with the 3rd one. So this is what I have. This is what you have. Then to continue, go through the next bead in front with the fish line in your right. Now because we are making rings of 4, anytime your fish line is passing through 2 beads already, you need a total of 2 beads to complete it. So you thread 1 and then interlock with the 2nd one. Then you go forward again. You pick 2 beads, thread 1, interlock with, move forward, a step forward, you pick 2 beads, you thread 1, and then you interlock. So we are going to do this until we get to the end. We get to the end. So for key holder, you do not have to make it so big. Yes, so thread 1, interlock the other one. Okay. Okay. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have done 2 rows and 7 columns. So the next thing, I don't want to continue. I don't want my fish line to be my key holder to be too big. So if I want to leave it here, I can leave it here. But if I want to continue, I can turn from this point and add another column here. Okay, so what you can do is break it into 2. You break it into 2. So what is going to form here is that you are going to have a situation where you see how it is. So we are going to drop 1 bead, use 1 bead to close the holes that you are seeing. Okay, so with this fish line in my left, I'll pick 1 bead and go through this bead. Now that bead will come and fall here. It will fall here. You see it? Okay. Now over here, what I'll do is pick another 1 bead and interlock. Just pick 1 bead interlock with that bead. You see it? Then you move forward, go through the next beads in front of each of the fish lines, pick a single bead and interlock. You see it? Then you go forward, a step forward, like passing through the next bead in front, and then you pick a single bead and interlock. So you see that the holes are closing up. Okay, a step forward, another step forward with the other fish line, then you interlock with a single bead. Okay, so we have another side where we are yet to close. If your fish line is long enough, you can start by securing your work. In securing your work, I mean passing the fish line through the beads. Don't go straight, always go in a zigzag fashion. So you see where we are now, until you get to a place where or a point where you need to pick a single bead and interlock. Then you see you are okay. Let me go this way. To make things easy and faster. Okay, so you see where they have appeared. So I'm going to continue by picking a single bead and interlocking, and I'm going to move forward just like I was doing. Okay, just like I was doing. You see it? So now we have successfully closed all ends. The last thing you may want to do is pick your ring and go through as many beads as you can. Okay, as many beads as you can, you go through it. I've said before that do not knot. Yes, and if you do, find a way to hide the knot. Yeah, in passing through your fish line, in passing it through your beads, don't also go straight. For example, somebody can decide to go from here to there. No, always switch the movement from side to side, or you go in a zigzag format. If you don't do that, the fish line will be so visible, and there will be too many lines in your work, and it doesn't really make the work look nice. Yes, so when you are satisfied that your work is strong enough, you can now decide to cut it. So here we are done. Simple. So you can do this for sale, you can do it as a gift for somebody. It looks very nice. So what do you think? Let's have your comments below. Yes, so there are several ways you can do it. Somebody can decide to start with the chain and go on. Somebody can put it in the end, whichever way that you feel comfortable with. And another person can decide to make it bigger than this, but I prefer something like this. Yes, so I'm going to leave the link to our online store in the description below, and for those of us who love the work we do, yes, so you'll find some of our products over there. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.